Rel, Jared, and myself were having a conversation last week. Steph, are you familiar with the with Bad Baby, Cash Me Outside girl from Dr. Phil?
I know what she is. Yeah.
Yeah, Danielle Brigoli, I want to say her name is.
Danielle
She last month or
Bergoli.
whatever, she turned 18, and like that week she started her OnlyFans, and allegedly, well, I think they showed the paperwork. She made $1 million in 6 hours. So I asked them how they felt about it. These gentlemen are single, no kids, like myself. So now we have a woman and a mother with a daughter. So I want to know your thoughts on, you know, her turning 18, immediately having an OnlyFans account, making some money off of. How do you feel about that first?
Okay, this is a little bit. It is complex. I am a mother with
Mm-hmm.
a 10-year-old daughter, so
Mm-hmm.
I will say this. Personally, and this is due to, and I'm being transparent. It's due to my faith. It's due to a lot of things. I feel strongly about exploitation, whether it's you doing it to yourself or someone doing it to someone else. I feel very strongly. I think there's a deep root of evil in that. And that might sound extreme, but I'm being transparent. And that's my belief. I do think that if a woman is willing to, on an app that, you have to be a certain age or whatever, you said it was an OnlyFans account, right?
Correct.
If you make $1 million, you don't got no kids to post a picture of your body and you're legal. I mean, that really is. It comes down to your choice. Would I do it? I don't, because it's not in my morality, but my morality doesn't speak for everybody else. And I do not judge people for their morality. If a woman says, if I post this naked picture of me because I am the face of being the most trashiest, ratchet woman, teenager in the fucking country,
Right.
I could make $1 million by showing a picture of me in some panties or whatever. I mean, if your morality different, I could see somebody taking that as an offer. I hate the idea of OnlyFans altogether because of the idea of exploitation. It really is something that makes me uncomfortable. But if you are a woman who is comfortable and does not see that as exploitation, but they see it as empowering,
Right.
that's they go ahead and if you made $1 million, you're doing fucking better than me. And I've been working my ass off 9 hours a day with the COVID claims. I work for the state of Florida COVID claims. So all of the COVID in the state goes through me and 5 other nurses of all the people that work in the state of Florida. And we were lit for a while. So she's doing better than me. But I just couldn't do it. It is not someone that I would be like, Maya, look at what Bad Bhabie or whatever her name is did. This is how you can get your money, honey. No, you keep doing your ballerina turns and you keep applying yourself at school and you make your money a different way. But if you feel empowered by posting your body, I am here to say it. She made $1 million off of posting her body. Shit. Do it.
Let me ask you a question though. What do you say to the idea of, because you gotta remember, like, she got her fame from Dr. Phil. So, and that was when she was 13. So that was roughly about 5 years ago. And so what do you say to the idea that it's almost like in us three guys, we talked about it. What do you say to the idea of it seeming like a lot of these men were lusting for her to turn 18? Because as soon as she turned 18, it was like free game. So, and the fact that she turned, like, it was basically her $1 million birthday party. Like, she made $1 million on her birthday. So what do you say to the idea of and I said, for her to make that much money, it had to be a lot of grown men, like thirsting for her and so forth. So what do you say to the idea of men in general, or lot older men, lusting for a kid, a newly found adult?
I tried to really deviate from that. I will bring to your attention, when Kendall Jenner turned 18, she, on her 18th birthday, had multiple porn agencies reaching out to her so that she could get rammed on camera because she was finally legal, because since she was 13 years old and in the limelight, she was sexualized. I will also point you to the Framing Britney Spears documentary. It is not something new that little girls are being sexualized, and I think it's fucking sick, if you want me to be completely honest.
Be honest.
However, she's 18. She's posting these pictures voluntarily for men that she knows have been watching her little body grow up since she was 13 years old.
Right.
That's why I say it's not on my moral plane. But there's nothing illegal going on. There's nothing illegal, but in my opinion, what do I have to say to the men? It's fucking disgusting. It's pretty predatory, which is like the word of the day today. It's like, it seems rather very much so like a predator, but I mean, they're predator. I mean, I would think that generally speaking, those people waiting for a girl to turn 18 so they could spend money, like I think Jared said it, like these guys are not spending $15 on a photo of a butt. They're dropping money. And I don't know how OnlyFans works at all, but they're like really giving money to see this exploited and rather trashy teenager that was poorly raised and literally looks like she has no guidance. And you are just like giving her money to like fill her very fickle, very superficial cup that just, to me, it's very disturbing as a mother. But like I said, nothing illegal. It's her choice. If that's something that she did and she made $1 million, she feels good about it. But as for those men, I'm glad she was excited that somebody was watching because she made $1 million. But those men, that's kind of like, that is kind of weird. And I think those wives, like if they did, you know, like how would the wives like react if you knew your husband, you know, he's a 60-year-old man paying for an 18-year-old picture of a girl, like a naked picture of an 18-year-old girl who just turned 18, as if they were waiting for it. It is kind of creepy, but nothing illegal. At this point, at her being 18 years old, there's nothing illegal going on. Right. You know?
Yeah. Bro, you got anything to add?
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically, we said the same thing basically when it came to the dudes. But, you know, I like the fact that Steph had a very even-keeled response to it. Like, you know, it wasn't judgmental at all. It was like, you know, I ain't fucking with that, but, you know, if that's how you give it up, like that's how you feel what you need to do, then I'm not going to judge you, you know, especially with her. She's grown. Like, who can really tell her anything? At this point, she's grown, you know, so who can tell her?
Right. She's legally grown. Her mind is still.
That's all I'm referring to.
Her mind has been distorted. Her mind has been fucked for a very long time.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it should definitely be on some reality TV show by the time.
But that's how it started. So she'd be right at home.
Yeah. So that's already her lane.
But then that's also what cultivates other. You know, and that's why we need strong mothers in the world, you know, like a Steph, whatever, to keep their kids on track, because that's what and I would say that's what America pimps off. That's what the world pimps off of. You know, they need negativity out there, and yes, we need strong people in these kids' lives to divert them from shit like that or distract them from shit like that, because it's so easy to go into the negative lane. You know, like
that's if you see it as negative. Right? That's if you see it as negative or as exploitation. But what these mothers should be doing is basically give exposure, showing them that this is not the, you know, you have the ability to choose and to do.
You can be much more than that.
You know, it doesn't just have to be that. You're more than just what you look like and your sexuality or whatever. You know, now, you know, again, like there's women that make millions of dollars in OnlyFans who hold multiple degrees, and you know, and they didn't choose this from a choice of, well, I can't do nothing but this. So, but you know, I think these little girls should be shown like, hey, you know, you decide what you want to do, and you know, you can make it somebody out of yourself as far as what you want to do based on who you are. You have the opportunity to learn and explore and do everything, and it doesn't have anything to do with how beautiful you are or anything like that.
You know, I think a really good example that like you guys are just talking about is right now, like I'm raising my daughter in today's world. It's 2021, and you know, the progression of music has changed so much, right? Especially females in music, you know. So I'm gonna take the example of WAP, because that is audibly probably the most explicit song from a woman I have ever heard in my life, you know, like on the radio, right? I can't block my daughter away from that. I could try. I don't.
Right, but she's gonna hear WAP. She's gonna hear it. Yeah, she's gonna hear it eventually. Like, you
my
know,
daughter, like my daughter, it's terrible because like I'll be literally, never mind. So we end up, I can't do anything about it. And my daughter knows the song because when I was mixing macaroni and cheese the other day, what you think my daughter said? I was literally and she's like, macaroni in a pot. And I'm like, what? Because it's like, I get up like, but like,
she made the Kids Bop version.
Holy shit, she's about to be 11. She's about to be 11 and the world is evolving. Do I get to say, do I enjoy the way that the world is evolving? Do I enjoy that my daughter looks older than I did when I was 14 years old? No, I don't. I hate it. I fucking hate it as a mother. It's scary, especially with the rise of human trafficking, sexual abuse, you know, the acknowledgement of women being abused and sexualized from very young ages. Like, it's fucking scary, but I can't change the way the world is progressing. So what do I have to do? Guess what? My daughter's 10 years old. Guess what happens? At 9 years old, I got to talk to you about sex, because these women are treated, you know, they're carrying their body the way they want to. I'm a 32-year-old sexually empowered woman. I could do what I want with my body. But when I'm teaching my daughter, you know, and this isn't on a hypocrite place, it's sex is this, and this is what people do, and this is what it's insinuating. Is that the forefront that you want to put up for yourself, like a resume, like a face sheet of a resume? Is it, you know, I'm sexy, I'm this and I'm that, or is it that I'm a great dancer, I'm smart, I'm strong, I could carry a conversation with an adult? Because those are the beautiful things, and that's the only thing I can do. And I'm not putting down the women that feel empowered by their bodies, because I feel empowered by my body. You know what I mean? Like, in a lot of ways. And that translates for different women in different ways. We all have different paths, different triggers, like I said earlier. So we all end up differently. All I can do is that this is the way of the world now. I think there is an issue of hypersexuality, but this is the world I'm raising my daughter in. So how do I protect her, letting her know that this is here, but, you know, in a lot of ways, hypersexuality does show, hypersexuality, not sexuality, hypersexuality does say a lot to a way a woman feels about herself in a lot of ways. So, and that's not in every single case, but I do want to show that you do not need love. You do not need to be all of this to be appealing to a man, because my daughter dances ballet, jazz, and hip hop. You know, she's smart. All of these things, you guys all know this separately because I talk to you, but like, it's hard to see women being sized up so greatly for their sexuality. And while we're fighting to have like equal this, equal that, be seen for this, be seen for that, it seems like as the sexuality window gets bigger, the smarts, the candidates, all of that gets put like smaller. And that's what I try to show my daughter, is that this is the reality. I, as your mother, want you to know that there are other ways to do it, because I can't hide her from everything. Reality is reality. That's the truth, you know?
Good point.
That's entertainment. It's entertainment, because nobody's checking for the girls from Hidden Colors. You know, they're looking for, you know, well, not Hidden Color. What's the movie? Hidden Figures. You know, the smart scientists from that side. Nobody's checking for that unless they got OnlyFans.
Well, they're like 80 years old.
They're checking for the Megans or the Cardis.
Them women kind of old, aren't they? Out of my age range.
I'm just saying. Nobody's checking to see. Nobody's checking to see, you know, who that NASA girl, who that is, you know, like whoever it could be. Right. Current days, you know, people checking, you know, for what's trending, but that's entertainment. Yeah, right. But that's entertainment.
And entertainment is a great way to put it. It's entertainment. It's not necessarily happiness. It's not necessarily success. It's entertainment.
Mm-hmm. And that's where the parenting comes in.
Seen those stories.
That's where having those conversations, like you said, comes in, letting her know and doing the best you can, so then you're comfortable when she gets old enough to send her out there into the world. As scary as it sounds.
We need mothers, we need fathers.
There you go.